Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 14, I think. Oh well, here we go. Let's get started. Okay, we see all the couples packing to go on a retreat. On the way to the retreat, Michael and Jasmina discuss their relationship. Jasmina says on a scale from 1 to 10, their relationship is a 5. She tells Michael that in order for her to say yes on decision day, their relationship would have to be more than a 5. Mark and Lindsay, they are the first to arrive at the retreat. They scope out the house and choose their rooms, or their room. Jasmina and Michael, they arrive next. On their way to the retreat, Steve brings up Noi posting on social media. He feels like that is the only issue in their relationship, or in their marriage. Is this thing turning? Leave it alone. So, they're discussing the social media thing, and the producers are making it seem, the way it's edited, it's making it seem like Steve went on and on and on about the social media thing. And I think he did. Steve is going to beat Noi with this social media thing until she agrees to stop posting on social media. But I think she should post whatever the hell she wants to post. Because Steve doesn't care why she's posting on social media. He just wants her to stop it because it makes him look bad. That's all. He doesn't care why she's posting on social media. Steve is selfish and he only cares about Steve. He's a total ass. So all the couples, they arrive at the retreat, and the women, they're in the hot tub and they're having drinks. The men are in the kitchen cooking. And Mark basically tells the guys that he does not have to be in love in order to say yes on decision day. He said they just have to be getting along. So Michael tells the men that if him and Jasmina keep making progress, they will make it. In the meantime, outside in the jacuzzi, Lindsay tells the ladies that Mark has a lot going on and she is constantly helping him. She's constantly helping him, and she tells them that she wants to help him because he's a good man, but helping him is a full-time job. Jasmina tells the ladies that she is nervous that she's not having feelings for Mark, but they're trying. Back in the kitchen, Steve brings up Noi's posting on social media again. He wants the men to agree with him so that he can feel like he's right and Noi's wrong. Anyway, later the couples, they sit down to eat. And Steve did the majority of the cooking. And guess what they're having? Steve's favorite, pasta. Anyway, at the table, Lindsay's doing the most. She's laughing loudly and she's just carrying on. I don't know why she has to be so extra. And I like Lindsay, but you need to calm it down a little bit. Anyway, the couples talk about their relationship. Michael said that him and Jasmina are communicating better. Lindsay talked about Mark helping her to get through something negative. Katina said her and Elijah One are doing well. Elijah One said that Katina has put a lot of effort into their marriage. Steve brings up the social media yet again. He asks Noi if she wants to talk about it, and she tells him no. But he still talks about it anyway. In her confessional, Noy said Steve is trying to ambush her in front of the other couples. And I agree with her. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to ambush her. Steve wants everyone to tell Noy that she is wrong and he is right. I think he's just an ass. And he needs to stop telling her not to post on social media and ask her why she said what she said on social media. But he doesn't care why. He just doesn't want to come off as a bad husband. Even the doctor told him that the reason Noy posts on social media is because she feels like she's not being heard. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's not trying to hear her. So all the couples, they go to bed, and Steve is still trying to talk to Noy about her posting on social media. So Noy tells him that she does not want to talk about it when they're on a trip with other couples. Anyway, the next scene, Lindsay and Mark are in bed, and I think they're waking up. It's the next morning, and they're waking up, and she's kissing him, and he's pushing her away like he always does. So they get up, and they go on the deck and have coffee, and Mark makes a comment to Lindsay that she's hyper. And Lindsay gets upset, and she told him that what he said to her was rude. And Mark said he was only joking. In her interview, Lindsay said that Mark keeps making digs at her. She said she brushes them off, but they still affect her. She said she feels like a punching bag. But all Mark has to do is apologize to Lindsay. But of course he doesn't do that because what? He's clueless. The next scene, Elijah Wan and Katina, they go to see some alpacas. An alpaca looks like a donkey and a baby giraffe put together. That's what they look like. They're cute though. So they saw a baby alpaca that was just born, and they get to see the placenta coming out, which was yucky. It was yuck. So they took an alpaca for a walk, and it looks like a lot of fun. After that, they have a picnic, and they sit down to talk, and Elijah Wan asks Katina, how does she plan on having kids in 2 years, and she has 2 more years left in school? Elijah Wan is concerned that he would have to pick up the slack if they had kids too soon. He basically tells her that he has his crap together and she doesn't. He says he wants to travel and he doesn't have time for babies. This dumbass said he does not want to take care of a wife and baby. So why did he get married if he doesn't want to take care of a wife and baby? That's what husbands do. They take care of their family. Why did he get married if he didn't want a family to take care of? Anyway, Noah and Steve, they go on some fun rides, and afterwards they sit down to talk. And again, Steve brings up the posting on social media. He is determined to browbeat her into not posting on social media. Next scene, Mark makes a fire, and he's so proud of himself. Lindsay sits down to talk to him, and Lindsay tells Mark that he's negative. She told him to just say, I'm sorry. And I hate it when you have to tell somebody to say, I'm sorry. Because if you have to tell somebody to say, I'm sorry, it means that they're not sorry. You know? Anyway, she tells him that he is always putting her down and belittling her so that he can feel better about himself. And I totally agree with her. That's what he does. So Mark finally decides to apologize to Lindsay. Next scene, Michael and Jasmina, they go to see Lauren, the medium. And right away, the medium starts telling Michael a lot about his family that is apparently true. The medium practically told them that they were not going to end up together. She told Michael that he will find someone in 5 years from now. And she told Jasmina that she will meet someone in the next year and a half. She told them that they will regret not staying in the marriage. The next scene, Mark set up a sound bath for himself and Lindsay. And Lindsay likes it. She said it brought her grandfather's spirit to her, and it was relaxing and comfortable for her. And Mark just fell asleep. The next scene, the couples play games. They play Flip the Cup. And Noy, Steve, Jasmina, and Michael, they win that game. Then they play Kickball. Elijah won, Katina, Mark, and Lindsay, they won that game. Next, they played Dodgeball. Noy, Steve, Jasmina, and Michael, they won Dodgeball. Later that evening, the couples got together to play a game called Most Likely. And I played the game with them. The first question was, who is most likely to have plastic surgery? I said Katina because Katina has fake hair, she has fake lashes, she has no boobs, so maybe eventually she'll get boobs, and she has no butt, so maybe eventually she'll get that too. So I said Katina. But everyone said Noy, and so did Noy. Noy said she would too be the one to get plastic surgery. The next question is, who is the worst liar? I said Katina. Because she's always lying, saying how wonderful her and Elijah One are doing when you see these horrible bags under her eyes. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But she's always saying how wonderful they're doing, and she stands looking at you with these horrible bags under her eyes. And what, she's in her early 30s or something like that. She shouldn't have bags like that under her eyes. So I think she's the perfect liar. She's the best liar. Everyone said Jasmina would be the liar. They're not saying that she's a liar, but if she were to lie, she would be good at it. That's what they're saying. Or she wouldn't be good at it. I don't know. But for some reason, they choose Jasmina. Next question. Who is most likely to spend the most money on their partner? I said Lindsay because Lindsay is the only one with a career. She, I think, makes more money than all of them. And she's a very generous person. So I said Lindsay. Mark said he would. And Lindsay's looking at him like, what? And so was I. He said, well, if I had the money, I would spend it on my partner. Elijah once said he would. Elijah One, he just told Katina that you ain't taking care of her and no babies. You just told her that. So how come you would spend more money on your loved ones? Please. The next question is, who is most likely to be a stay-at-home parent? I said Steve, because that's what he wants to. He doesn't want to work. So he's going to be the stay-at-home parent. That's what I think. Noy said her. She said she wants to stay at home and raise her kids. Lindsay said Mark, because she knows she makes more money than Mark. So Mark should be the one to stay home and raise the kids. Next question. Who is most likely to lie about their sex life in their relationship? I said Elijah One, because he's always shutting the door on the cameras, and then he claims that him and Katina never had sex. So I think he would be the most likely one to lie about whether he had sex or not. And he agrees. Elijah One said himself. Mark said Lindsay, because Lindsay's always lying to him and telling him how good he is in bed, but then she tell everybody else that he's horrible in bed. So Mark says Lindsay. Next question. Who is most likely to start a fight? I said Mark. Mark is always starting fights with Lindsay, and then when she blows up, he looks at her like, what did I do? What did I do? See? You see how she is? You see? He's always saying something crazy, inappropriate to her, something to piss her off, something to make her get upset. Then he's like he throws the stone and hides his hand. So I said Mark, but everyone says Lindsay. Last question. Who is the person most likely to lose the game? I said Katina because she's the only person I choose twice as an answer to the game. So I choose Katina, and everybody choose Lindsay because guess what? They like to gang up on Lindsay. So Lindsay gets mad, and she told them, she goes, I don't give a F what y'all think about me. And I don't blame her. They're always ganging up on her. Next scene, Mark and Lindsay are having words, and Lindsay asks him why did he walk away from her, and he said to her because of what you said. And she tells him that she's done with him, and she walks away. Then Michael goes to talk to Mark, and Mark said that Lindsay got upset with him because he used her kerosene oil. He said she grabbed him, and he told her not to grab him, and she told him to F off. So when Mark was talking to Michael, Lindsay was trying to eavesdrop on their conversation, but Elijah one took her outside and said, come on, let's go outside. But while he's doing that, Lindsay's threatening to drive herself home. Anyway, Michael tells Mark to go and talk to Lindsay. So Mark goes into the bedroom and gets in bed with Lindsay. He asks her why is she crying. She tells him that she was talking to Elijah one, and Elijah one said that the things she says to him, Mark, upsets him. And Lindsay says to Elijah one that she tries to honor Mark, but who is going to honor her? And she's telling this to Mark, but Mark says he doesn't understand what the hell Lindsay's talking about. And of course he doesn't understand what she's talking about because he's clueless. So Lindsay told Mark that since she has known him, pieces of his life has been falling apart. And he disagrees with her. But she's right. Ever since she's known him, his life has been falling apart. His mother and grandmother, they're sick, they're not well. He had bed bugs. His landlord tried to change his lease. Then when she couldn't change his lease, she kicks him out of the apartment. Now him and his cats are homeless. And now he's jobless. So she's right. Ever since she's met him, his life has been falling apart. Mark tells Lindsay that he doesn't point out what's wrong in her life. And Lindsay tells him, my life is pretty good. So Mark gets out of bed, and Lindsay tells him that the relationship is exhausting and too much work. And Mark said he feels the same, and he leaves the room. The next morning, Lindsay's not feeling well, and Mark is helping her, and he's being nice to her for once. So she thanks him for being nice to her and helping her out while she's sick, and then she apologizes to him for fighting with him the night before. See, nobody has to tell Lindsay to apologize. She automatically apologizes. But somebody has to tell Mark to apologize. So he takes her to urgent care, and the next scene, Jasmina makes breakfast for the rest of the group, and they're sitting down having breakfast, and Michael is telling the group that they should get together after decision day. So anyway, Jasmina asks Steve and Noy if they feel any pressure to stay together since they're known as the golden couple. And Noy said that they are still working on their trust with each other. Katina said she and Elijah one, they have deep conversations. And Elijah one said there is possible love there in their relationship. Michael said that Jasmina made him feel like she cares about him when she supported him when they went to see the medium. And Jasmina, she starts to cry. She gets emotional and she starts to cry, and they hold hands. The next scene, we see Lindsay. She's at the urgent care and she's hooked up to an IV and she's getting some rest. 30 minutes later, she's awake and she's looking better. And back at the house, the other couples, they leave the retreat. And on the drive back to Boston, Noy and Steve discuss their life after decision day. Noy said it would be hard to say goodbye to her old life. And Steve told her that it sounds like she wants to stay. She wants her single life back. Noy said her studio means a lot to her because it's the first time she lived on her own. And then she starts to cry. And Steve is concerned that Noy might not be taking the marriage seriously. And that's the end of this episode. That's the end of my review. I will be back next week with another one. Thank you for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.